to give you all the answers, right? And also for you, a little older, I wish that as a Vietnamese Catholics in this parish, try to maintain our identity, try to maintain the character, the identity of the Vietnamese. Don't try to deny it, don't try to reject it. For me, whether you like it or not, people look at you as a Vietnamese, and I find Vietnamese have a lot of things for us to be proud of. But to be proud of, we need to understand why. Try to understand, try to keep that, try to learn the language. I know that at this time I speak with you in English, but again, the reason I speak English because I know that it may communicate much better, you understand me better. But I hope next time, who knows, you go to school where you meet me, we can chit chat in Vietnamese, only Vietnamese, because by that time your Vietnamese is much, much better. Huh? And now let me stop here. And I ask you to, if you have any question or ideas or how to help us to be a better Catholic at young age, or at least what you see is the problem today for young people to keep their faith. Okay? I want you to participate in this too. Much, much better as a discussion than just only listen. Yes. Oh, could you tell me your name too every time? Because I want to learn too. Who knows, I may meet you somewhere, yes?
My name is Tina. So I go on Facebook often, and a lot of my friends have very strong views just about religion. And sometimes they say things like, oh, how can Catholics be supposed to love when they are against, like, say, abortion and all those. How do we balance like keeping our faith while showing our love, or how would we respond to
Okay, and the reason they asked because they said that how can the Catholics talking about love, practice love, and then anti-abortion? Okay, what do you think? I think this question is very easy, but I want to hear some comment from you first. What do you think about the nature of the question? What do you think first, Tina, about the nature of the question? Do you think that's the right question?
I don't know.
What do you think? They asked like that too?
And I don't know how to answer them.
Okay. So do you think that if, let me ask you this, your mom and dad, okay, parents, do you think that to be a good parent, the loving parent, the caring parent is the one who let you do what you like, or the one that can even discipline you if they know that you do something not right? Which one is a caring and loving parent? What do you think? The one who let you do what you like, or the one who even stopped you and even disciplined you? Discipline. The reason I said the nature of the question is this. I don't know why they asked this, but anti-abortion is so obvious in the Catholic Church as well as in many other denominations, and those we call the people of goodwill. Because anti-abortion, because abortion is obviously killing a baby. That some of them is very young, maybe 10 weeks, 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, but some is very old. We are talking about 20 weeks here. And some of them almost can survive outside of the womb. So abortion is obviously killing a baby. And because of that, if we allow them to do, it does not show that we love them. It may show that we don't dare to tell the truth, but not to love. Maybe some other examples can show that the love and these things cannot go along. But I think by nature, the question of why people talk about love and anti-abortion, the answer is that the reason I'm talking about love and I stop you from having abortion because I love you. That's the reason behind. You know what? If I don't like you and if I don't love you, I let you do what you like. Now, You can tell me this, if we flipped the question a bit, you can tell me this. You disagree with me, that's fine. I respect your disagreement. But if you disagree, then that's a different story. If you disagree with me, then at least you have to agree that I love you to the point that I stop you doing this. You know, sometimes parents, friends, you know friends very well. Sometimes you see some friends doing something you know absolutely wrong. She is or he is on the way down. Some people begin to use the drugs, for example. And they say, it's fun, nothing, just marijuana. Or some people go with some guys or some girls, and you know that this guy have a bad history, criminal, for example, or this way lead you to something. You know that, and you stop. And they said, you don't understand me, you don't love me. What is your answer? The reason I stopped you because I love you. Because if I don't, the reason I
Hello? Yeah.
The reason I stopped you, because I know that you're on the way now. And the reason I stopped simply because I love you. So for this reason, you can give the answer is this. The policy of the Catholic Church is so clear. Abortion means killing a person. And because of that, out of our love, we stop people doing that. There are a lot of people disagree with us, but that's a different story. But if you think that we do it because we don't love you, then it's absolutely wrong. You can say that we do that because we disagree with you. That's probably right. But we do that because we love you and we love the baby. And we hope that if you don't have ability to pray to bring the baby up, give to adoption, we will accept it. And that is actually an act out of love, not out of hate or ignorance.
And then usually they will give out like the question that, oh, what if someone get raped? And then, I just don't want to answer that.
What about what someone, what?
Get raped?
Oh yeah, not only rape, but here is the point. That's a very good question. What about someone get raped? Look at being raped in itself is a punishment. And now that lady have to carry the pregnancy for 9 months. And you Catholics think that this is, you don't understand this lady. This lady has to suffer the rape, and now suffer another 9 months. Why don't you allow this lady to abort it? Because in that case, she will feel much better. You don't love this lady. Let me tell you, we're talking about scientific numbers now. Go and do a search. That is only what you see on the surface. According to the statistic numbers, they know that 85% of the people who have abortion regret it and regret it deeply after 20 years. Remember, they don't say that these people regret after 1 or 2 years. But after 20 years, the statistic shows those who had abortion regretted and regretted badly. After 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, the longer the level of the regret is higher. That means, when you say that if this lady have abortion will be better, that is a lie. It might be for this time, but the statistics shows these people suffer for 20 years from now and for the rest of their life. And that is the statistic number. It has nothing to do with Catholic faith. That's only social society, the social numbers. Second, look at, we know that being raped in itself is so bad. We don't want anyone to suffer more than they already suffered. We don't want that. But look at, we have to do the right thing for the right person with the right reason at the right time, right place. You cannot punish someone for the wrong reason, wrong person, wrong time, wrong place. Now, the person who should be punished. And if you just killed him, I don't care, you punish, you beat him, you put him for a tiger to eat, that's a different, but that punishment. The person should be punished is the rapist. And you should punish that man, and I agree. The baby is innocent in himself or herself. Why do you punish the innocent person instead of the other? I agree with the emotion, the sentiment, the way you want to punish, and I agree absolutely. But my point is, I'm sorry, but you punished the wrong target, the wrong person. The baby is innocent. So even when you try to get rid of it for the sake of the immediate pleasure or nice, in the long run they will suffer. And the second thing, you target the wrong person. The third one, of course, if this lady carried for 9 months, which is a long time, we all know that. And it suffered, we all know that. However, the other side of that is, as you agree with me, that there is no perfect here, no perfect case here. Because of the perfect case is, there's no rapist, there's no being raped. So if there's no rape case, that is a perfect, we don't have to deal with the problem. But because it did happen, this lady was raped already. So in the beginning, it was already something bad, and that's why we try to solve it. And if we try to solve it, we just try to choose the less evil. Because we cannot eliminate all the bad things. The bad things already happened. But we try to choose the less evil, to eliminate more harmful. And in that case, if this lady carried for 9 months, which is very painful, but the harmful that she carried for 9 months is much less than killing a person and regret in 20 years later. Because at least after 9 months, she has two choices, either give adoption or have it. Of course, it's painful, but compare this pain with other pain. This one is less. That's why the Catholic Church choose to support these ladies and help them carry to term, and if they don't want to accept it, we will accept it. Not because we don't love them, but because we know that these young people punished the wrong target. Sorry. Does it make sense?
Yes, it does make sense.
Great. Why young people today have a hard time to keep faith? I want you to participate. Great. Great. Oh, your name is T? T. Okay. T and Tina. At least I know too. Tina is there. Yes.
So, just sinning in general. Sinning in general, it's easy for us to be able to tell the difference between right and wrong. And let's say killing, stealing, and such like that would be easy for us to be able to say that's a sin, that's wrong. My question would be, let's try to have a little bit more of a fine line and a tougher decision between saying, is that right, is that wrong, is that okay to do, and would that be considered sin? An example would be, I work in a doctor's office. Two of the doctors are older, and they have been doing this for years, where they prescribe a medication, for example, for dry eyes, that costs $40 a month.
Okay.
Okay?
You can check the microphone so people can hear the question. Hearing question is very important. Yeah.
Okay, so for example, for me to work at that office, the doctor recommends me to prescribe this medication that costs $40 a month. However, through schooling, they also say that the effectiveness of doing a warm compress is just about the same. Okay, percentage. However, that's a home remedy that doesn't cost anything.
Okay.
So you can basically go with either or.
Okay.
But with that particular practice, they want us to prescribe, the medication instead, which, they'll be able to make $40. So would you consider that being a sin?
Okay. Wonderful question.
I mean, that's basically with
Okay.
almost everything else in our
One-
life, right?
yeah.
Because you know, not just me working at a doctor's office, but also everybody else who has a job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we make money, that's our job, and we try to
Okay.
make as much as we can, but we draw a fine line between what we should do and what we think that, you know, what is right or
Perfect
wrong.
question. You hear the question? This is very complicated, but I can explain it in the very simple way and see how much I can explain here. We live in a very complex world. And because of that, things are not black and white, always gray. The question is, what if you are a doctor and you have two choices? Either you prescribe some things $40 a month, or something that at home people can do it with only cost $1. Which one did you choose? Now, talking about sin. Now, let me put this scenario in Vietnam. Okay, let me put this scenario in Vietnam, and then I put in America, and I give you the answer. Because of something similar, we already faced it. In Vietnam, if you are a doctor, and you know that if you buy this medicine, the only thing you prescribe because you help Sister Vang, her mother is the owner of the pharmacy. And so the only way you do that is to help her family get rich. So you prescribe tea, $40 a month to go there and buy things. But deep down in your heart, you know that if this person can go out there, pick some kind of, I don't know, some kind of herbs, they can do it, and the consequence the same. And you keep doing it. Even these people are poor. I'm not talking about so super rich poor. In your conscience, yes, you commit a sin. A sin of abuses, a sin of lack of, remember when we talk about sin, remember, let me begin with Mass. At Mass, in the beginning, what do? I confess to Almighty God, you know that formula, and to you, my brothers and sisters, I have greatly sinned in my thoughts, in my words, in what I have done, and in what I have failed to do. Remember, sin is not only you committed. If I slap you, I steal $20, that's a committed sin. But if I see you lying down here and need help and I don't do it, that's another sin. Sin of I fail to do. Not only sin what I do, but also I will sin in my thoughts, in my words, in what I have done, and in what I have failed to do. In this